Micah Van and Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Arachia Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Adûnâim in our grand conquest of Eriador. Episode number whatever it is. Excuse me, sorry. The one before this, of course, saw us punch out into the lands of Enedwaith, where our army is currently besieging the capital of Alkford, or what was the capital. It isn't anymore. And we are assembling an army here in Adûnâim, which is going to do something shortly. We also have reinforcements, of course, en route via a ship somewhere, but I think I had to dock them. Yes, I did. There
yes,
we are.
my lord.
Imrazor the Champion is heading down to take the castle of Belorn, which is down here, whereupon we will hopefully then try and crush Isengard swiftly up to the line of the White Mountains, thus taking away their power base, is the plan. Reinforcements are coming over to assist our Grand Army.
Yes, my lord.
I can't believe I just used a French name. Because, of course, Lunlag is coming over to try and assist. We are about to attack Alkford. I just thought I'd give you a rundown, partially and almost entirely for my own benefit, because I can't remember what I was doing since I last recorded, because having essentially two week gaps causes bits of a problem. Of course, remember the Northern Adûnâim have once again gone to war with us, despite the fact that only a few turns ago we gave them Mitchell Delving in, and the price for this was peace. And it took them something like 10 turns to then just attack me again. So what I might well do is say, well, you had your chance, and send our small fledgling army south, take Mitchell Delving from the scum, and then give it to the dwarves instead, who will much better use it and are currently our allies. But we'll worry about that shortly and presently. For now, we are going to take out Isengard's faction leader, Lord Ugluk the Infantryman, who sadly is going to be killed very easily. But, what is this? Sneaky. They had some men in the trees, but it's not going to do anything. And it's all over for their faction leader. So we'll save it as a battle. Look at that, though. That is ridiculous. 5-2 when we outnumber them that much. The auto-resolve is just ridiculous. Of course, this represents this week's second of third video. I talk about the schedule too much, but I am a man of organisation. And it pains me inside. I feel like I've failed every time I miss my schedule. But there we are. Can't be helped sometimes, most of the time. Often. Not that often, really. Right, lining up. In terms of some modding discussion, well, we line our armies up. The overwhelming favourite of the two options I presented in the Gundabad episode yesterday was that Gundabad should keep their completely slow unit replenishment and small army yet very elite theme, and should therefore not be able to train Snagga everywhere. In fact, there was much support for option B, which was just that, in that the raider units that come from the Brawler's Hall will be your trash. They will be available everywhere, but they will be slowed down in their recruitment, and the hall will be harder to get, so trash will be rarer. And in addition, the Snagga will only come from Goblin Town, and they will only join you once you've captured the same. However, I then spoke to the team in regards extending this theme for the Gundabad out, and I suggested it in the Gundabad episode about potentially increasing the script so that it not only applies to Goblin Town and Goblin units, but it also applies... that was silly. It also applies to Dol Guldur and Guldurian units, Carndum and Angmarim units, the Black Gate and Barad-dûr and Mordor units. So very much going for the theme with Gundabad that they are strong and powerful orcs, and therefore orcs that are leaderless will then flock to their banner. This also, I forgot the general, gives the added benefit, and something that I'm very keen to kind of make a feature of Gundabad, in that whilst they are of course fighting with Sauron, as he is Melkor's almost direct commander in his stead, they are just as likely to attack what they see as inferior orcs.
It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
Let us not forget that orcs, by their very nature, are inherently brutal and violent, and there are common occurrences, often frequent occurrences, of them attacking their own kind when they have minor disputes or there just are no other enemies to attack. And so we want to try and play on that a bit. I should actually do something. We're going to send in these three first to deal with the berserkers after we have shot them a great deal. So move the archers in a bit further. Also get the javelin men to move up and throw their javelins. Their reinforcements are coming up from over there. Crossbows. They might come for you. They might come over on this side. So if we move the crossbows up, and then we'll move this line up. Get that gate down, or wall down, sorry.
We've breached our enemy's walls.
Run into that line. Oh dear, they're coming. They're homing straight in. Oh, they're the crossbows themselves. It's alright. It's alright, don't worry. Alright, you guys are shooting the berserkers. You're out of ammunition. Crossbows are firing at the crossbows, which is the best way of bringing them down. We should probably worry about what's outside the walls before we do charge in, because we've obliterated the inside. In fact, we will do that. Run them over, run them over. Alright, let's get these buggers routing. And they're routing immediately, as soon as we hit them. So you guys go for the crossbows. You guys can now cease fire.
We will smash the enemy.
Move up. Archers, cease whatever it is you're doing. Move up.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Go into that
They have lost half their men.
And those crossbows will be killed by... Oh, brilliant. That's a good unit for that. You guys all run over there. Everybody is now free to just use every arrow that they've got. Let's keep our casualties low.
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Captain Yagrad is down. Although I did note that one of his units did make it inside. Yeah. Half-orc spear guard. Oh, our archers are out. Only the crossbows remain. In we go.
Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now. If we continue like this, we will smash them.
They will make very short work of those, I should hope. Upgraded berserkers in Isengard plate. So anyway, on the good or bad topic, from Goblin Town you will get a few. You'll get Snugger and you'll get a few Goblin units, and then you will likely get one elite as well. And that pattern will play out for Gundabad in all of the Orc nations. So you'll get a few low-level Mordor units in the Blackgate and Barad-dûr, and then one elite, which is likely to be Sauron's Will. And in Dol Guldur, you'll get a few low-level Dol Guldur units and one elite. They will all be very slow replenishment, so it is purely just a kind of a late-game incentive, something to keep you going and a target to aim for, that kind of thing. That's the plan, anyway. That's the idea behind it. But also in discussion, it seems that we will try and do something
enemy, but no less dead for that.
With
we must
Mordor.
Press our advantage.
We don't want to make Mordor particularly. We don't want to turn them into suddenly the hardest faction in the game, but we would like to try and address Mordor's relative ease. So that's also something that we're looking to do. But part of that, we probably. Or we almost certainly will give Mordor a Beacon of Hope style system, or whatever it will be called. Melkor's Shadow, Sauron's Will, Sauron's Power, Sauron's Shadow also helps, I don't know. Whatever it will be called, that makes no difference really. But and it will just be that Mordor can train a large number of troops from other evil nations.
Control of the city.
Ah, no, that spurred them on. Although our crossbows had killed hardly any up to that point. Keep them back. Flank them. You don't want to unnecessarily lose troops.
Victory will be ours.
So those are the current modding thoughts. I hope, in fact, to do some modding either this very evening or tomorrow. And that makes some major changes to Gundabad, but they will not appear in the Gundabad faction campaign. Because I don't want to make changes. Belagar Crossbowmen in the end got the kills. You see how many we lost? 15. Ridiculous. I don't want to make changes to an ongoing campaign, so Gundabad will not be edited. Rather, the changes that I make will not take effect in the ongoing campaign, and they will only take effect in the next version or the better build, whatever. So you won't see the changes, but you'll know of them. Of course, you will see the changes in developer diaries, and of course, when Gundabad's faction overview comes around in about 3 or 4-ish weeks, the changes will have been done by then, so they'll be present there too. But rest assured, ye who fight against Gundabad, for the AI will not be nerfed really at all. And the way that Gundabad play in the campaign that I'm playing as them is very much how they will play for the AI. So it's only the human player who will have restrictions, really, which is all we can do to try and make it difficult.
Triumphed! My lord, our courage and honor have conquered.
Excuse me, sorry. What do we want to do here? Sack it, probably. Can we upgrade it further, or is city the largest size? I can't remember. No, we can go one more, but we need a Mason's Guild House, but surely we've got the people. 18,000, no we don't. It's interesting to note. We definitely want a conscription camp up. Get those troops out. And they can retrain. What are they retraining? What have we here? Oh, that doesn't do anything. Get rid of that. That doesn't do out. Not bothered about the law bonus. Warg breeder. Doesn't do anything either. Yeah, it must be armor, I suppose. No, but surely not, because they're already as armed as they can be. Oh, I don't know. I'm not bothered. We're about to end turn and get assaulted anyway, so who is in here? Our faction leader. We need to get some forces to him. They're far away. Do we relinquish the town? He looks like he's going to have a good army. We might be in a little bit of trouble soon enough. We're building a barracks of true sons in Londere, which is rioting against us. Dirty scum buckets. Send a few more troops over. 202 of you. Oh, you can't, of course, because we're at end turn. Just end the turn and see what happens. Ride your luck. Chance your arm. We are about to fight with the dwarves. Freris the respected. Aye, all fight. Huntmaster Teog has not got much. Captain Phelan has just as little in his army too. It'll be an easy victory, and we'll use the dwarves to do most of the killing. And of course, because if we win this, which we will, we don't get the town, because the dwarves are besieging it. So, but that's okay. I want the dwarves to gain strength, because the Misty Mountains are currently arguably the game's most powerful nation. Misty Mountains, Isengard, Mordor, probably the 3 in contention at the moment. So our army is doesn't really matter. It's the dwarves. Are the dwarves the ones actually instigating the attack? I didn't check. I should have done. Or are we being attacked? That was silly. I should have looked. And look, we're as close to them as we can be. We have such a pitiful army.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Who is it that's coming? Is that Huntmaster? Yes, it is. We'll deal with him, dwarves. You take care of the garrison. What do our allies have? Oh, it is the dwarves that are attacking, I think. Because if we were being attacked, they'd drop their siege equipment and run. They don't look like they've got enough to take the city. I'm not going to lie to you. They look like they have nothing. Pitiful, pitiful offering. But then the army in the city's pitiful too, I suppose. And if we can stop those reinforcements, when we stop those reinforcements, that will at least level the field a bit. So let's get a move on. Why are you moving so slowly? Oh, because I just reset it. Put the speed back down. I was trying to speed it up. We're not going to make it to that ridge carve over there. No, we need to block his path, otherwise it doesn't work, does it? Oh no, they're taking the bait. Flank him, flank him.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Well done, dwarves. We will do our part. They may say of the Adûnâim that we are brutal, cruel, savage even. Killing mercilessly and saving few in our path. But what they do also say of the Adûnâim is that we are steadfast allies. And once you have joined with us, you will be with us to the very end. Hopefully. I don't really have any plans to attack the dwarves, to be honest. I would quite like to kill the Northern Adûnâim, though. I feel like their transgression against us should not go unpunished. And also the absolute moronic nature of their decision. They should pay for their stupidity.
Good tidings. The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Who died? Who died? Oh, I found them. Run away! No, 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 no. Yes, thank you. Send them on a merry chase. Or, an option that perhaps maybe I overlooked is stand still and die. Because that's always available. Oh, look, the dwarves felt like we were taking too long.
If only half the enemy force remains.
Chieftain's bodyguards are very good. 10 attack, which is armor piercing with a 19 defense. Now, the defense is not all that to sing about, really. 19's not that great. But that 10 attack armor piercing is brutal. But there are too few of them and too many of us, and they are dead.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
How goes it in the city? Come, men. We must now support the dwarves on the walls of our own town. This town, of course, bears the name of one of our lords. It bears our architecture, kind of. And here we are assaulting it in the hopes that we win it for an ally. Disgusting. Although it is definitely going to be a win. They're getting done and they're getting annihilated in the walls. The huntsmen have broken. All that remains are the raiders. Oh, but they seem to be winning. The sellswords? Sellswords are supposed to be amazing. You must forgive my already more coughs in this episode than almost any other.
And are becoming tired.
And indeed my my voice and the difficulty of speech that I have at the moment. For I was only cast down with a sickness bug for 3 days. But Jessica, alas, has been ill now for about 2 weeks, with many ailments. I believe that Asclepius himself is testing her to see how much a human can take. And I have unfortunately got her sniffle and her sore throat and her blocked nose.
The enemy army feel awed
which
by
is
the
annoying.
victory we have won here today.
We lost 41 good men, and the dwarves lost 122 stout fellows, but the Dunlendings paid in real blood. But our winner was these savages. 30 kills. Perfect! We crush the Dunlendings step by step and remove a piece from the board, as we are soon to come into full contact with the Misty Mountains as they stand outside of Tharbad, our great ancient capital, at a time. No longer, of course, but once it was. That is an artist's image of the Shire, which I have said before because it comes up a lot. And it looks very quaint and very peaceful. And very nice. Lots of fields. Kill them all. And Karbalakan joins the Dwarven campaign. I believe now Dunland hold Matraith to the east. No, we are at Matraith. This once was. 'Tis no longer, but was. But they hold the lands to the east, which is Kaloniak, I believe. And the lands of Feodor, the Spirit Lands, which is what that literally means. Oh, we got a Fighters Guild. Yes, gladly. Yes, there we are, Feodor. And Kaloniak. Oh, Kar Kalatar, of course, one of our own again. Oh, the Misty Mountain's not too keen on taking us, though. Let's move the faction leader back in. I don't know why we're afraid. Apologies for that. Why we're afraid? I don't know why we're afeared of the Misty Mountains. We outclass them significantly. Roads for there now. For Hamgathol got a Dark Temple. We might as well chuck a port in, because you're as big as you are going to ever be, so... Oh, and Londeb repaired all its stuff. Oh, but didn't riot again, which is nice. They'll like us again as soon as we get the garrison up. Oh, they did riot again, sorry. But the public order's creeping up. As soon as that is built, they'll be happy with us. Oh, yes, please. Send... Right. Oh, they what? Ludlag, mate. You, you missed your target.
Yes.
If it's a fight in Londere they want, it's a fight in Londere, we'll get them. And when they siege the walls, we'll move our army back. Our army. Our army. If we put them in there, will they make it to the other shore?
Yes, my lord.
We must gamble. Yes, they will.
Taking the troops ashore.
Only one more turn and we are able to besiege Boulogne with a mighty army. Years spent fighting and honing their skills in the north. Oh, and our army at Adûnâim comes together.
Your will, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
Is anybody else joining Adûnâim's army? I don't think so. Dolvorn is training... Oh, some archers. We'll take those. Suduri is training nicely. But the army here seems pretty much ready to go, to be honest. It is weak-willed, but... Oh, and loads to recruit. Go on, then. And then they will retrain. Let's see what Lunlag does then. I assume he is going to attack Londere. There's no other feasible way for him to go. We are aided in our fight against Isengard in that A, of course, they're attacking Mordor, and B, Dunland have that eastern side, so we can sweep south quite safely and then push east without fearing that they're going to come from all sort of different directions. They'll only be able to come from in front of us, and we can pin them there. But of course, we'll have to hold at the White Mountains. Oh, a narrow Fighters Guild. In Alkford, of all places. What does it do? What does it do? Experience bonus to troops trained all over the world is just increased by 1. Brilliant. So everywhere that we have troops, they can now be retrained.
Your orders, my lord.
We come!
Troops ashore.
Yes, my lord.
Your time in these lands is over.
Yes.
Danmas the infantryman, you are about to feel our wrath.
Ready.
Our wrath!
We have their port blockaded.
Also, Lunlag has disappeared, so we will keep some troops behind here. I'm thinking the javelins, because I don't really care for the javelin troops, to be honest.
Yes.
And the army over here, leave behind unit of them, or both of them.
With honor, we shall engage.
Lagrad, you coward!
Your orders, my lord.
Oh, I misclicked. That's so frustrating. And now he's standing there on his own, and Lunlug's in the forest somewhere. That was a mistake.
By your command.
And we will pay for that mistake. I am certain of it. We will wait until those pikes are ready in Adûnâim, though. Because we've got that unit of archers coming in a turn, and then they'll take 2 turns to get there, and then that will train them, and that's that. Job is a good one. Mirazor. Oh, the army here, of course, is moving down to take Argond back, isn't it? So, Mirazor, why don't you go over and see what you can find out about Kalatar? Oh, and Numenast, your army is training nicely. We don't really need all of that stuff, but we'll leave those 3 behind, and we'll leave only just 1 general. No, leave one of them because they all look the same.
Yes, my lord.
And the rest of you are off to Mitchell Delving to teach the Northern Dunedain that they should have kept our allegiance and not cast it aside as one would a used tissue. Now, line up retraining, because that's something that we can now do the world over, annoyingly. And in the turn.
Splitting the troops.
Our empire looks so small, and yet I feel that actually we're in quite a good position. As long as we can really capitalise on the war in the south, We just need to find and kill that Lunlag army, and then our 2 armies outside of Alkford can combine and keep pressing south, keep pressing on Isengard, pushing them back. Dunland are not a threat now. Dunland have been removed. They've got a few things, yes, but they've got nothing that will be able to stop the might that we hold. It's just a case of finishing them. And it'll take a little bit of time, but the dwarves, of course, are helping.
Your will, my lord. My lord.
Here we are. They're ready.
As you wish. March to
So we'll be soon back in Argonne.
continuing later.
Oh, and Dolvor built a ship, right. Oh, and it's got something lined up after that anyway. Perfect. I think I will probably now bring the episode to a conclusion with the attack on Boulogne. Oh, Dunland. Dunland! You've gone the wrong way. Go the other way. You there.
My
Continue the pressure on Dunland over
By
here.
your
Oh, they've
command.
got a lot in Gargallan. We're never going to kill that. And the Misty Mountains have left us in Tharbad. I'll tell you what, if you pull south, then
As
you
you
can become
wish.
the garrison of
We
Tharbad.
have marched our limit. I'm gonna stick you.
We might knock out, kill Mogluk, head over, besiege Royal Tharbad, capture that the next turn, be defending Tharbad again. But for now, as I say, we'll fight
Yes,
Boulogne,
my lord.
and we will
As
take
you command.
our holding in the south. We're about to rain as many arrows as we can
We
down on
attack!
these fools. Quite a gifted commander, though, by the looks of things. He has as many stars as we. But he has no troops, and we have countless keen-eyed archers. I wonder if the battle map will favour or weaken his position. We shall find out. We really do have countless archers, goodness. Only 1 unit of crossbows, though. Right, we're not going to be using any of that stuff, I don't think. There's no point, we'll just go through the gate. You are a good one to use on the thing, on the... They stand atop the walls. Move the crossbows up, get them firing. Move the javelins up, get them firing. The archers, some of them are in range, but not all of them, so move them up as well. We'll be going through the gate with the armor piercings.
The battering ram is in place. It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
How many have we killed? 4%, that's pathetic. We've got to kill them all. Ugh.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Send in the trash. Should have brought all the trash
Our
to the front
soldiers
line.
have
This is
proved their
silly.
worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
Savages are taking a beating, but they're a very good unit to be using right up against the... Uruk-hai bodyguards have put themselves at the forefront. Morons. Don't bother with that mode. You guys just rush in. And you guys come here, because I'm going to put you into shield wall and punch you through the middle. While our units still shoot everything they can shoot. Let's go for it. Push them, push them, push them! Oh dear. I'm trying to turn around with the middle mouse button. I'm playing too much City Skylines.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Yes, 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 yes. No one's in defensive mode. Go for it. How are we doing? 50% have died.
Only
Our
half
archers
the
are
enemy
almost
force
out of
remains.
ammunition. Go on,
If
shoot
we
anything
continue
that's
like
standing
this,
and available
we
to
will
be shot.
Smash the enemy.
Well, actually, maybe don't shoot us, but... Has the general died yet? No. We've done very well, though. Those savages have completely cut them up at the gate. Who's that up on there? Half-orc spear guard. Get our better units ready. Because they'll be going in and doing the final killing, I believe. Oh, there's Units still on the walls, taking a right pounding. 70% now, only 20% of our forces have died here. Half-Orc Vanguard are doing very well, though. Very well. Too well. Right, you guys run away. Who's over there? Pick up the ladder. Now we will use you. Come quickly! Need to drop in behind the enemy here. Oh, we won't though, will we? We'll just burst out of that gate. Should have brought all the ladders. That was a poor tactical decision.
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders.
Up we go. So we've just got to stop the crossbows first. Shouldn't take long. There's only 4 of them. Anybody?
The
Yes,
battle
there
is
we
very
are.
much
Perfect.
in our favour. Victory will be ours.
And then burst out of that side gate. Yes! No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Send in the rest. 13 of our enemies survive. Oh no, they don't. Who's free that can run to the town square and give them something to think about? You are. Go for it. Get back to the square quick. Toot sweet. We just got to wait for them on the walls. There's a couple on the floor still by the looks of it, but not many. The general, of course, is still not dead.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Spoke too soon. Right, get these units out of the way. And then we can put a nice block around the half-orcs.
Our men have taken control of the castle. Behold,
Oh, it's
how
over.
we fully awed by the victory.
Oh, we lost
have
quite a
won
few.
here
593.
today.
Goodness, that was an awful lot, actually. 117 Azrazaya's savages. Well done, men. Well done. And Boulogne is ours. And if I knew any Adûnâim off the top of my head, I would give it a really cool new name in Adûnâim. But I don't know any words. So it's going to have to either be Sindarin or just Westron, I suppose. There's no reason we can't just call it something in Westron. But what, I hear thee cry? That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I wanted to go with like a New Hope, but oh, I know what we can call it.
We have triumphed. A most noble conquest.
Yeah, we'll sack. Anything we don't need? Yes. Don't use Wild Breeders. Don't use Ancillary Grounds. No, we get to keep the bonuses of the fishermen. Oh, yes, straight away. I'm going to call it. I know it's sad, but I like the name. Castle Good Hope. And it will be from the point at which we spring our return. Although it's going to take like 15 turns to build all those things, but we've got a couple of generals, haven't we? Oh, we've got the fort back that we had oh so long ago.
Yes, my lord.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands. With honor.
I just want to see a bit better.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands.
Yes, my lord.
Oh,
This
bugger,
tower
run
will
away!
keep vigil over the lands.
Oh, there's Lunlag.
I'm gonna stick you.
Lunlag fled.
Your orders, my lord.
Lunlag fled. Right, well, I'm going to end the episode there anyway, but next episode we'll start by killing off Captain Lagrad, and then we can push out into the lands of our enemy proper. Starting either with Barad Vin and then moving down to Heret, or indeed maybe pushing southwest straight away, plunging for the head of the snake in the great fortress of Isengard, which always has the buggy image when the fog of war's on. But well done to all. We've done very, very well. And successful. Very successful. We have plans laid. We have a way forward. Let's just have a look how up against it we are, though, shall we? trying not to look at Isengard too much, but there's Isengard's large domain. We've only got 3 of its large regions. But Isengard, their front line, of course, is still all the way over here with Mordor, who is almost certainly gaining the upper ground. Now Isengard have got to think about us, surely. See, this is why what I would quite like to do is take Isengard, take Ginyard, and then hold at the Isen River, sue Isengard for peace, and leave them as a buffer between us and Mordor, and take their southern side. But that's all to come. The Misty Mountains are not beating the Dwarves. I know some people thought that the Dwarves did not have enough stuff to hold the Misty Mountains back. But if anything, I think the Dwarves are probably on for actually giving the Misty Mountains a right old roughing up. Let's not forget, Misty are at war with everyone, basically, including Dol Guldur. So they're going to really struggle now that there's a few enemies, which I think is reflected in the fact they did not attack me at Tharbad. They felt they could not do it. But I would like to push them to the mountains. Those are kind of my goals, really. Push them out to the mountains, kill the Northern Dúnedain, push Isengard right up, and ideally out. But I just don't want to have to fight Mordor. But of course, I'm hoping we'd reach our victory conditions by then, which is what we are actually aiming for. But we can't see our victory conditions because, of course, it's been met by someone else. But all we need to do to win is, I believe, take 40 regions. So that is our goal. We don't even have half that at the moment. So anyway, there we are. That's the world. And for now, that'll be where we end it. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. Stick around for Khazad-dûm's faction overview sometime this weekend. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navair den Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.